appropriate that Jamie Lee Curtis, a scream queen if ever there was one, was born to Hollywood royalty. Our Sunday profile is from Tracy Smith.
I love it here. I love it.
The Academy Museum in Los Angeles is home to the treasures of the film world, and that's where we met one of them.
This is my hometown, right here.
This is where you grew up, this is where you raised your kids.
I did. I mean, it's weird and beautiful.
And for Jamie Lee Curtis, weird and beautiful might just be the words to describe her life. Yes, she's known for a good jump scare. But in more than 40 years in the business, she's also been the one who could hold our attention.
Come on, baby.
And make us hold our breath. And her best work, she says, comes in those moments when she can just let loose.
When I'm free, I'm fantastic. It's a weird job, but when I can be free, I am unstoppable in everything. It's just who I am.
And when did you feel the freest?
Work-wise? I mean, Deirdre, I'm flying.
And she really does fly. In this year's Everything Everywhere All at Once, her character, Deirdre Beardra, is an airborne assailant. And in an alternate universe, she's an even scarier villain, an IRS auditor.
Now you may only see a pile of boring forms and numbers, but I see a story with nothing but a stack of receipts. I can trace the ups and downs of your lives. And it does not look good. It does not look good.
I know women like Deirdre Beardra, I think we all do. We all have had so many disappointments, so many opportunities that then break your heart. And I think that Deirdre's heart has just been broken. I know her, and I love her.
Mrs. Wang, hello.
Critics loved her too. Oscar talk is already in the air. It's the logical result of hard work, talent, and maybe good genes. Her mother, Janet Leigh, famously scared us out of the shower, but she was also someone who could hold her own in a scene with Frank Sinatra.
You know what I was doing when you so cleverly had the police call me? Don't bother trying to guess. You're too tired.
And her dad, Tony Curtis, was, well, a legend of his own.
You know, it's amazing we never ran into each other before. I'm sure I would have remembered anybody as attractive as you are.
Jamie Lee was the second of their two daughters.
You've called yourself the save the marriage baby.
Yeah, totally. Sure.
That didn't save the marriage?
Well, I mean, my parents divorced when I was 3. It was horrible, 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 horrible. I was also raised by my mom, who came from nothing and treated this industry like with big wide eyes. I don't have big wide eyes about it. I understand the industry, but I have the same gratitude for it.
Are you in any way like your dad?
Oh, sure. He would love to walk into a big room. Hello, everyone. Hello, it's Tony. Hello. And he would, you know, he loved it. He loved the performance of Tony Curtis. And I'm caught in the middle.
And like both of her parents, Jamie Lee Curtis went on to be a star. But it seems she was luckier in love than they were.
Does that mean it's louder? Is it any louder?
Well, it's one louder, isn't it?
She says she fell in love with actor-director Christopher Guest after seeing his photo in a magazine in 1984.
I was with my friend Deborah Hill, and I said to Deborah, I'm going to marry that guy. And she said, who? I said, that one right there. I'm going to marry him.
Long story short, it actually happened later that year. She says he can drop her to the floor with laughter, and so can her co-stars. Not always a good thing on a movie set.
I read somewhere that you have a trick. How do you keep a straight face?
I've stepped on a thumbtack. I put it in my shoe, And if I'm standing there, I'll just push my heel down on it because I have to. You have to distract your brain.
It worked.
Oh, it works beautifully.
Still, she's best known for a serious role, Laurie Strode of the Halloween series.
I killed him.
You can't kill the boogeyman.
She was 19 when she was first cast in John Carpenter's horror classic. And this year's Halloween Ends is, reportedly, her final bow. To Jamie Lee Curtis, the Laurie Strode role was more than a part in a movie. She says it was a bridge to everything she ever wanted.
Every time I talk about it, I cry. Because of what it's given me.
What has it given you?
My entire life. My entire life is because of Laurie Strode. I don't know what would have happened. I know I would have never found any success. And that just, the fact that people cared about her so much, powerful to have that. Incredible respect I have for it. And feel very honored by it and proud. I've spent a little bit of time in one of these scary closets.
Her home closet is now more about merchandise than monsters. She runs an online business called My Hand in Yours, selling everything from bronze sculptures of clasping hands to hats to hand sanitizer, with every cent going to benefit Children's Hospital Los Angeles.
And my little company has almost raised $1 million in 2 years.
At this point in her life, so much of it is about giving back. She bought the naming rights to one of the Academy Museum's structural pillars and dedicated it to a couple of pillars of the industry, her parents.
There she is. She's right there. But see, what I like is, see, they just left it totally rough-hewn. But it's cool.
And maybe it's no surprise that Jamie Lee Curtis, who's faced down death over and over in the movies, has a pretty clear idea of what she'd like to leave behind.
When you think about what your own legacy will be, what do you think?
I hope my legacy will be kindness, that I get it, that life is hard. And I really feel like I'm aware that life is really hard for people. Maybe humor. A little humor would be good. Don't take it so serious, you know, just like lighten it up a bit. But kindness. At the end of the day, I hope it's kindness.